Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. This is your host, Jankenomics, and I'm bringing you the pilot episode of the Gruesome Twosome series. I'm doing this series dedicating it to my son, Jankizard, who is going to be gaming with me quite a bit in the future, and he's actually getting quite good at this game. So without further ado, we're going to jump into this first game here. We load up into a Tier 4 match. I'm in the Giulio Cesare, and my son's in the Kongo. And we also have a third party with us today. It's Vlad760. Vlad is a good friend of ours, and Jankizard is a big fan of him. They always like to do Dominic the Donkey together, and well, who doesn't like Dominic the Donkey? So without further ado, we start this game out. It's a Tier 4, Tier 3, and it's going to be a pretty fun game. Again, this is a voiceover on top of this video. Hopefully it goes well, and we'll go from here. So we start out on the right side of the map, and we just start pushing forward until we can get some enemies spotted and just start shooting things. Now the reason we're playing some of the lower tiers on this stuff, and it'll be kind of be featured with the Gruesome Twosome series, I'm trying to help my son get through some of these lower tier tech tree stuff. He's got some good ships, and like I said, he's been getting very good at the game, but we want to help him get through and start ranking up a little bit more. So here right off the bat, we got a Königsberg and a Danae. Good shots out here between the two of us. We smacked the hell out of the Danae, and pow, just like that. That first salvo came in from Jankizard, and he did the majority of the work on that thing, and I think my shells cleaned it up after that. So we're 1 minute into this game, and I already have one kill, and I think Jankizard already had like 15 or 16,000 damage with that salvo. So I'm kind of holding my shots here. I don't want to waste my salvo on this Königsberg if he's going to start kiting away. So we just hold the shots there. And Vlad's doing his thing. He's pushing up in a destroyer. He's keeping everybody spotted. And right off the bat here, not even a minute and a half into the game, he's got the enemy carrier spotted, which is big. So normally in a situation like that, I'd probably start shooting the carrier. But I had some other targets that I wanted to go after first. More notably, this Nevada would be a good target. And we take a good chunk out of them there. We end up getting 4 pens, 1 overpen, and a shatter, it looked like. But you can see I start turning in a little bit here. I just want to get angled good. I don't want to stay broadside in the Giulio Cesare. This thing's got kind of a wonky citadel. And if you get hit just right by 14-inch shells, they can citadel you even on an angle like that. So I kind of want to keep myself moving, keep myself angled the best I can, and then keep getting shots out. So looks like we hit the Nevada there for another 8 grand, but at this point, it looks like the Königsberg's running out of space in the back of the map, so we're going to start focusing our attention on the Königsberg. See, at this point, Vlad can smoke up because this Königsberg was already shooting me, so this Königsberg's going to stay spotted. So Jankizard was all high and mighty about hitting that target, and then as soon as that shot went out, he goes, "Oh crap, it's turning in at us." I said, "All right, my turn." And I can't remember for sure. I do think Vlad hits him here with 1 torpedo. Oh no, he did. I guess he did miss him, but we don't miss him right here. Pow, right through the bow. Devastating strike. And that puts us at 2 kills, and we are just a hair over 3 minutes into this game. So right here, it doesn't look like this carrier is going to do much other than just sit there. And then I noticed that I got 3 battleships all on my broadside here. So I'm thinking about, well, if I get this shot correctly here, I could have 3 kills within the first 3.5 minutes. They're looking good. See you later. And there it is, 3 kills. So I'm already starting to think about my next option here. And it's at this point that we notice our base. There is destroyers there, and they're capping our base. So we're starting to talk to each other. We're like, "Hey, Vlad, we're going to need you to go turn around, head back to the base to make sure that they don't cap it. I'm already in the reverse mode here just to get off this island so that I can make a big left turn U-turn and start heading right back. Now, Jankizard's got an option here. He can turn back with me, or he can head right to the base, and he chose to actually head to the base just in case we couldn't, take care of those destroyers or whatnot. If enough of our ships get on there, maybe we can outcap them. Meanwhile, our carrier's in the back of the map. He's having fits with the 2 destroyers that are one right on the cap, one very near the cap, chasing him down. So it's at this point that I'm starting to rotate my guns off to the right while I'm doing this big left U-turn. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I can try and get this Konsomelets off the board. And I think it takes about 2 salvos here before I get it, but I do end up getting my 4th kill on this Konsomelets. Dropping the hard citadel there. And that brings our grand total up to 85,171. Again, guys, this is a tier 4, tier 3, so I'm not like trying to toot my horn here by any stretch of the imagination, but this one was fun for me because I get to hang out with Jankizard and I get to hang out with one of my best buddies, which is VLAD760. Hell of a player. He's way better than I am in terms of win rate and average XP, but he's even a better friend. So with that salvo on the Wyoming there, papoom, we're up to 99,000, and we just popped our high caliber and Confederate medals there. So now we're in kind of a rush. At this point, the Podvoisky has not been touched. He's just sitting on the base defending, and he is close enough that he can actually shoot our carrier. So I come around the island here, and I'm like, okay, we got like maybe 2 shots at this, but this salvo ends up connecting for a couple hits and resetting the cap. Boom, we get 3 penetration shots right through the Podvoisky's bow. Almost 3 grand. We get 3 defended ribbons out of that, and that brings us up to 102,060 on the damage counter. So just on cue there, Vlad and his kamikaze. Womp. That Wyoming's gone. Now I'm looking at the Kongo. I'm thinking, okay, we got a good shot here. So I know Jankizard's eyeing up a kill. He hasn't gotten one yet. And at this point, I down the Kongo, getting a good salvo on that thing, getting us 4 kills. So at this point, I mean, I'd probably been talking about it for about a minute and a half at least to this point, but I said, hey, I'm on a Kraken hunt. Now, if anybody doesn't know, like, etiquette, when we're talking about World of Warships etiquette, when we're talking about a game that's completely winnable, as in what we have right now, 5-on-2, it was 5-on-3, this is kind of how we go for it. We just say, hey, look, I got a Kraken going, or I'm on the Kraken hunt, and everybody just kind of stops and helps you out to get that. So Vlad recognizes that as I put a nice AP salvo into this Podvoisky, and I switch up to HE. So Vlad says, all right, I'm just going to keep this Podvoisky spotted for you. And with 5 seconds to go, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Womp, there it is, the Kraken. So that brings us up to 117,695. We got the base reset. We got Jankizard on the cap. We got a destroyer up there. We got another battleship up there too. So eventually here we're going to have 3 of our friendly ships over on the enemy cap. So when you have 3 ships capping, that time counter goes down, and it goes down pretty quickly. So I'm thinking to myself, well, there's only 1 ship left here at this point, and I'm going to end up hitting the select button to make sure I know what it is, and it ends up being a Texas. So it looks like a new player patch. I'm guessing this fine gentleman went to the side of the map there to try and get shots on people, and then realized the rest of his team evaporated. So he ends up coming back towards this base, and I do end up getting maybe one salvo off here on the Texas before the end of this game. And we get a couple hits. There it is. 1 overpen, 2 pens, bringing us to 125,804. And it's at this point that we cap out the base. And that is it, my friends. We popped 5 medals on this one. And what I wanted to kind of highlight for these videos coming up here, at least for the Gruesome Twosome series, is that I want to focus on games where both myself, Jankenomics, and then my son, Jankizard. And you'll hear me call him Jankizard from time to time. That's because everybody calls me Jank. I want to focus on games where we have it like that. 1-2 finish for father-son combo there. That's what I'm calling us, the Gruesome Twosome. And then I go through the commander build here real quick. I'm running AL Littorio at 16 Legend 3. I got Cunningham and Apollo to Revel as inspirations. I'm running Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Marksmanship, Emergency Specialist, and then Will to Rebuild. And then real quickly, all I got to do is just show you guys that I'm running Aiming Systems Mod 1, and then I go through and just show you guys how quick the reload is on these 13-inch guns. So that does it for about does it for our first episode here. And I'm happy to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and we will catch you guys on the very, very next episode of the Gruesome Twosome series. I got something in store for us coming up. It's going to be a double-header Duca d'Asta. So I'll give you a little sneak preview, sneak peek, or at least you get to know what I got in mind. So it's going to end up being a double-header game. Probably going to be about a 25-ish minute video. So without further ado, I'm signing off. Jankenomics out. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night wherever you are in the world. Love y'all.